Good day, everyone. So, for today's lesson, we are going to talk about the Mayan numeral system. But before anything else, allow me to introduce first our objectives for today's lesson. So, we have here at the end of this lesson, the students should be able to know and discuss the Mayan numeral system clearly. You are also expected to know how the base 20 or the vigesimal system work. And lastly, you are also to know how to convert Mayan numerals to decimal numeral system and vice versa.
Mayan civilization generally date from 1500 BCE to 1700 CE. CE means Common Era. 365 days in a year, 18 months with 20 days and 5 residential days. Amazing fact. The Mayans were one of the only two cultures in the world and the only cultures in the whole of the American continent to create the number 0. The Mayan were advanced mathematicians using the numbers 0 and place values. They were able to calculate extremely large numbers that enabled them to make accurate astronomical predictions like movements of sun, moon, star, and even planet like Mars. Mayan numerical system. The Mayan numerical system was the system to represent numbers and calendar dates in the Mayan civilization. In the numerical system, the ancient Mayan only used three symbols to represent all numbers. A dot has a numerical value of 1, a bar has a numerical value of 5, and a conch shell value represents 0. Again, the Mayan counting system required only three symbols: a dot representing a value of 1, a bar representing 5, and a shell representing 0.
Mayan numerals. Here in the example below, we can see three symbols, which is the shell, dots, bars, or the short horizontal line, and its combination of symbols. Again, shell represents 0, dots represent 1, and bars or the short horizontal line represent 5 values. They use dots to represent number under 5, which is 4, 3, 2, and 1. So 4 is equal to 4 dots. 5, on the other hand, is represented by a bar. So 6 is a combination of 1 bar and 1 dot. 7 is a bar with 2 dots. And 13 is 2 bars and 3 dots. Last example. Take a look at 19. 19 is represented with 3 horizontal lines. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15 plus 4 equals 19. You could write up to 19 with just 3 symbols. Mayan numeral system. A vigesimal system. It is the system of writing of Mayan. Under system of writing, it has the base of 20. Instead of first place, tens place, hundred place, which is decimal base 10 system that are used today. The ancient Mayan used 1, 20, 400, 8,000, and so on. They use a vigesimal base 20 notation in which each position is a power of 20. Mayan used rows instead of columns, starting from the bottom and working upwards. So the place values were multiplies of 20. Writing Mayan numbers. When numbers are written in vertical form, there should never be more than 4 in a single dot. When writing Mayan numbers, every group of 5 dots becomes 1 bar. There should never be more than 3 bars in single place. 4 bars would be converted to 1 dot in the next place up. It's the same as 10 getting converted to a 1 in the next place up when we carry during addition. Meaning to say, we can't have 4 bars in a single place because it will exceed 19 since Mayan civilization only has 0 to 19 numbers.
So how are they going to write numbers that are beyond 19? So using the base 20, we can write 20 as a dot in 20's place and a conch shell in the ones place. Since we cannot put 4 bars here to represent that 20, because again, 4 bars would be converted into 1 dot in the next place. So 1 dot should be here. And also, please take note that the only numbers that could be written in the ones place is 0 to 19. So 20 should be here in the 20's place. Okay, so since it's only 1 here, 1 dot, which represents 1 unit, so 1 times 20 is equals to 20. And this is a 0, right? So 0 times 1 is equals to 0. So if we are going to add it, then we'll have 20. Another example. Using the base 20 again, we can write 27 as a dot in 20's place and a bar with 2 dots in it in 1's place. So 1 times its position or in the 20's place, 1 times 20 is equals to 20. And then again, 5 plus 2 dots is equals to 7. So 7 times 1 is equals to 7. So 20 plus 7 is equals 27. Therefore, numbers after 19 were written vertically in powers of 20, meaning the numbers or the numerals that are written here should be multiplied to its position. So if it's in here, in the second place, then you are going to multiply it to 20. So if it's in the third place, if it has numerals here, we should multiply it to 400. And if it's in the fourth place, we should multiply it to 8,000 and so on.
So we are going to discuss Mayan numerical system, how to convert Mayan number to our number. So in previous slides, we can see about 3 signs Mayan numerical system. We have a shell equivalent of 0 and dot equivalent of 1. The horizontal line or bar equivalent of 5. So here we go. For example, 2 dots equivalent of 2 because each dot is 1. So 2 times 400 equals 800. The next is 2 dots again equivalent of 2. 2 times 20 equals 40. The next one is 4 dots equivalent of 4 plus 3 bars. Each bar is 5. So we have 3 bars equivalent of 15. So bar plus dots. 15 plus 4 equals 19. So 19 times 1 equals 19. Let's add. 800 plus 40 plus 19 equals 859. So the result is 859 to our numbers. Next example. 3 bars is 15 plus 1 dot is 1 is equals to 16. So 16 times 400 is equals to 6,400. Next is 3 bars again plus 4 dots is equals to 19. 19 times 20 equals 380. The next one is 2 bars plus 3 dots equals to 13. 13 times 1 equals 13. Okay, so let's add our total numbers to convert Mayan number. 6,400 plus 380 plus 13 is equals to 6,793. So here we go. The next column is we have 800,000 and 400, 20 and 1. So same process. 1 dot plus 2 bars equals to 11. 11 times 20 equals to 220. So the next one is 3 bars plus 3 dots is equals to 18. 18 times 1 equals to 18. So let's add again. 220 plus 18 is equals to 238.
Now let's try to convert a bigger Mayan numbers. So how can we tell that this group of Mayan numerals are big? So we can tell it by counting the place values or the rows that has been used. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is in the 8,000s place. So technically speaking, this group of Mayan numerals ranges from 8,000 to 159,000. So here we have 3 dots in the 8,000s place. So, and a dot represents 1 unit, right? So since it is 3 dots, then it is 3 units. So we are, and again, all numbers that are above 19 should be multiplied to its position or to its place value. So since we have here a 3, it should be multiplied to 8,000. So 3 times 8,000 is equals to 24,000. And here in 400's place, we have a bar. And again, a bar represents 5 units. So 5 times 400 is equals to 2,000. And here in 20's place, we have a bar which represents 5 and a dot in it, which means 1. So 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. And we are going to multiply it to its position, which is 20. So 6 times 20 is equals to 120. And here in 1's place, it's okay not to multiply this one to its place value because it would the result will be the same naman. So we have here 3 dots and again 3 bars rather, and again a bar represents a 5, so since it is 3 then it is 15. So 5, 10, 15. So 15 times 1 is equals to 15. Again, it's okay to not multiply it because the result would be the same. So we are going to add this one. So we have here 26,135. So this group of Mayan numerals is equal to 26,135 in our decimal numeral system. Another example, we have here a group of Mayan numerals. So we can tell that this is a big number because of its place value, or the place value that has been used is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is in the 8,000s place, which means this group of Mayan numerals ranges from 8,000 to 159,000. So here in the 8,000s place, we have a bar, and again, a bar is equal to 5. So 5 plus 3 dots is equals to 8. So again, all the numbers that are above 19 should be multiplied to its place value. So 8 times 8,000 is equal to 64,000. And here in 400's place, we are going to multiply it 2. So 5, a bar is equal to 5. So 5 plus 2 dots is equals to 7. So 7 times 400 is equal to 2,800. And here in 20's place, we have 3 bars. So 5, 10, 15. So 15 times 20 is equals to 300. And here in 1's place, we have 2. Again, it's okay to not multiply it because the result would be the same. So 2 dots is equals to 2 units. So 2 times 1 is equals to 2. So we are going to add it here, and we will have 67,102. So this group of Mayan numeral is 67,102 in our decimal system or decimal numeral system. Again, all the numbers that are bigger than 19 should be multiplied to its place value. So 0 to 19 would be here in the 1's place. So in the 20's place, we have 20 to 399. So here So technically speaking, 20 and above, or the numerals that are in 20's place above, should be multiplied to its place value. In the previous slide, we converted Mayan numbers to decimal numeral system, right? So now we are going to do the other way around. We are going to convert a decimal numbers to Mayan numbers. So here we have, how are we going to convert a decimal numeral system or the base 10 numbers to Mayan numbers? So we have here three examples. The first one is 139. So what are we going to do is that we are going to divide 139 to the place values of Mayan numerals. So why did we choose 20? So we choose 20 because 139 is in between 400 and 20, and it exceeded 20, right? So we should choose 20. If it exceeded 400, then we should divide it to 400. But since it's 139, then we should divide it to 20. So 139 divided by 6. No, 139 divided by 20 rather is equals to 6. And we have a remainder which is 19. So this remainder would be divided also to the previous place value of 20. And what is it? A 1. So 19 divided by 1 is equals to 19. And that's the last one. Because 1 is the first place value of my numerals, right? So now what we are going to do is that we are going to write this results as to Mayan numbers, right? So 6 in 20's place. So how are we going to write 6 in 20's place? We have here in 20's place, we have a dot and a bar in it. So again, a bar represents 5 and a dot represents 1. So 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. So we have here 6 in 20's place, which is correct, right? So here in 1's place, we have 19. Here, 1's place. So how are we going to write 19? So we have here 3 bars, which represents 15, and 4 dots, which represents 4 units. So 15 plus 4 is equals to 19, and it's in the first place. So that's correct. Another example, we have 481. So 481 clearly exceeded 400. So we are going to choose 400 to divide it. So 481 divided by 400 is equals to 1. And our remainder would be 81. So we are going to use this 81 to divide the previous place value of 400, which is 20. So 81 divided by 20 is equals to 4. And our remainder would be 1. So this will 1 will also be used to divide from the previous place value of 20, which is 1. So 1 divided by 1 is equals to 1. And that's the last one, right? So now, how are we going to write this 3 as Mayan numerals? Okay. So in 400's place, we have 1. So again, in Mayan numerals, a dot represents a 1. So in 400's place, we are going to write a dot since it represents 1. So in 20's place, we have 4. So in 20's place, we are going to write 4 dots, which represents 4 unit. So in 1's place, we have 1. And again, 1 represents 1 dot in Mayan numerals. So in first place, we have 1 dot in it. So 481 would be like this in Mayan numerals or Mayan numbers. Another example, we have 10,245. So 10,245 is in between 8,000 and 160,000. So we will choose 8,000, no? So 10,245 divided by 8,000 is equals to 1. And our remainder would be 2,245. So this remainder would be used to divide on the previous place value of 8,000, which is 400. So 2,245 divided by 400 is equals to 5, and our remainder would be 245. So we are also going to choose this 245 to divide in the previous place value of 400, which is the 20. So 245 divided by 20 is equals to 12, and our remainder would be 5. So we are also going to choose this to divide in the previous place value of 20, which is 1. So 5 divided by 1 is equals to 5. So how are we going to write this in numbers? Again, 1 represents a dot in the Mayan numeral. So in 8,000's place, we have 1 dot. So we have here a dot in 8,000's place. So in 400's place, we have 5. So how are we going to write that in 400's place? So it is a bar, since a bar represents 5 in Mayan numerals. So here we have, in 20's place, we have 12. So 12 in 20's place would be written as 2 bars, as represents 10, and 2 dots, which represents 2. So 10 plus 2 is equals to 12. And we have here in 1's place, we have 5. So 5 should be written as a bar in the first place. So 10,245 would be like this one in the Mayan numbers. So now, how to calculate a Mayan numerals in addition and subtraction. So addition is performed by combining the its numeric symbols at each level. So you have here an example, 2 plus 7. So we have here 2 represents as 2 dots, and a 7 represents a bar with 2 dots in it. So we are going to combine it to represent the 9. So we have here a bar, which represents a 5, and a 4 dots, which represents 4. So 4 plus 5 is equals to 9. Another example, we have here 6. So 6 is written as dot and a bar in it in the Mayan numeral. So 6 plus 11, and 11 is represented as 2 bars and a dot in it. So we are going to combine it. 11 plus 6 is equals to 17. So 17 should be written as 3 bars with 2 dots in it. So 3 bars represents 15, and 2 dots is 2. So 15 plus 2 is equals to 17. And we have here 4. 4 represents as a 4 dots in the Mayan numerals. And we are going to add it to 12, which is 2 bars and 2 dots in it. So 4 plus 12 is equals to 16. So how are we going to write 16? So we are going to combine it. So 16 would be written as 3 bars with dot in it. So 3 bars represents 15, and a 1 dot is 1. So 15 plus 1 is equals to 16. So in subtraction, we are going to perform it by simply removing the numeric symbols. No? So 9 minus 7 is equals to 2. So 9 represented as a dot, which represents a 4 dots, which represents 4, and a bar, which represents 5. So 5 plus 4 is equals to 9, right? Minus 7, which is represented by a bar and a 2 dots in it. So 9 minus 7 is equals to 2. And how are we going to write 2? So 2 represents as 2 dots in it. So in Mayan numerals, 2 dots in Mayan numerals. Another example, we have 17 minus 11. 17 represented as 3 bars with 2 dots in it. Because 3 bars again is 15, and 2 dots is 17. So, and minus 11, which represented as 2 bars and 1 dot. So 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. We are going to subtract it. So 17 minus 11 is equals to 6. And how are we going to write 6? So we are going to write it as a 5, which represents a bar, 5, and a dot, which represents a 1. So 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. And the last example we have here, 16 minus 12. 16 represented as 3 bars and a 1 dot in it. So 15 plus 1 is equals to 16, and subtract it to 12, which is represented by a 2 bars and 2 dots, which represents 12. So 16 minus 12 is equals to 4. And how are we going to write it? We are going to write it as 4 dots, which represents 4.